Welcome back. America's electric vehicle drivers are increasingly unhappy with public charging challenges. Did you see this headline in the Wall Street Journal today? It turns out even Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg cannot find reliable charging stations for EVs. It's gotten so bad that the government is launching a $100 million effort to repair and replace EV charging sites. But do you remember? A couple of years ago, there was that $1 trillion infrastructure bill. The Transportation Secretary is certainly not alone. Biden's Energy Secretary, Jennifer Granholm, has challenges on her recent 4-day multi-state EV round trip. She put out this video.
One of the reasons we're doing this road trip is to show people that, you can travel across the country and be able to charge up.
So the Energy Secretary's caravan quickly ran into problems with broken charges and stations that were filled with cars. One staffer even blocked the only working charger at a gas station, but then it caused so much chaos because the family who was waiting in line in the sweltering heat ended up calling the police. So these examples highlight just how difficult it is to find EV charging stations and to drive long distances. So maybe do soccer moms rely on SUVs and not EVs to get their kids around? Maybe soccer moms really do know best. Here now, founder and president of District Media Group, Beverly Hallberg. All right, Beverly, thank you so much for joining us. I do want to remind our viewers of that infrastructure bill. I mean, that was in 2021, that infrastructure bill was trillions of dollars, and now we're just 2 years removed and we're asking for more money. Why?
And that is because when government tries to solve what they see as a potential problem, climate change, they aren't the best ones to solve it. When you look at a company like Tesla that has innovated in this EV world, they have amazing charging stations. There's a reason why even the government has asked to provide some subsidies to Tesla so that they can open up their charging stations to non-Tesla vehicles. And that is because when you allow the free market to innovate so that they can produce products that customers want, customers buy them. So the big mistake the government is making is thinking that the government has the answer to this problem. What that ends up looking like is vehicles that cost far too much for the average American to afford, not enough charging stations that don't work. And this whole time they're saying you have to foot the bill as a taxpayer. No pun intended. They're putting the cart before the horse on this one.
Yes. And listen, I myself own an electric vehicle. I do not use charging stations because of some of the issues that have been mentioned. But there's only 3 million of us on the road. There are 3 million people who have electric vehicles. And then you have here, if I'm not mistaken, the EPA wants to rule out gas. Is that true? Or at least they want to phase out gas in the next 10 years. Is that right? So can you do the math for me on that one?
Yeah, it's not going to work as the math because we just aren't going to have the infrastructure. And look, I'm with you. I think that there is a place for electric vehicles. I think that we should continue to innovate with the technology. For example, those who tend to really like EVs are ones who can charge up at their home, go to work, round trip, come back. That is a perfect situation. But when you are asking people who have large families, people who need to go on road trips, and I would even add this, think about being a female, a mother with children in the car. It's late at night, it's winter, it gets dark sooner, and you're trying to find a place to fill up, or you're waiting forever for your car to charge, I should say. Think about the safety concerns of this as well. So there's so much wrapped in it. And this is when government gets ahead of the free market that tends to find the best solutions to the problem. Government's trying to throw money at it, but the infrastructure just isn't there.
Yeah, and like you said, if they do want to make a shift, it has to be in the free market. It has to take time. Beverly, I'm grateful for your time. Asking for more money after we have given lots of money. So we'll see what the pushback is this time. Beverly, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yep. Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.